So guys, you would agree with me that the early kickoff in the English Premier League is cursed because today Arsenal versus Brighton and Hove Albion, for any investor or someone who loves football, when you take a look at that fixture, the first thing that comes to mind is that Arsenal is going to win. Arsenal has a good squad. Arsenal is playing at home. Arsenal are meaning to win the EPL this season. So everybody will be like, okay, straight win for Arsenal. But then that wasn't the case today. Today, it was highly competitive. I mean, that game was evenly contested, and he promised what it would give, the entertainment, the drama, good football, and I really, really enjoyed it. And in today's video, we are going to talk about the game and also the performance from Thomas Partey. I'm a Ghanaian, and I like to talk about my Ghanaian players who featured in the EPL. So guys, please make sure to like this video, subscribe, and also turn on notification. My name is Adam. So guys, quickly, let's jump into it. So Arsenal versus Brighton and Hove Albion. Arsenal took the lead through Kai Havertz, assisted by Bukayo Saka. Honestly, watching the game, I felt like Arsenal had a hold on the game. Certain points in the first half, Brighton and Hove Albion also had their time on the ball with possession and everything. But then, looking at the way Arsenal played today, I mean, Arsenal looked like a team that is really in the mood to win the EPL. They were playing some good football, some good passes in there. All the players were poised, and I liked the way they were set up. It was as if every single player up front was a threat to Brighton and Hove Albion. And I mean, that mistake from Luis Dunk, I mean, it's avoidable, but then at the end of the day, it gave Arsenal the needed goal they needed in the first half. But then in the first half, certain players had yellow cards. That was Thomas Partey and also Declan Rice. So Declan Rice had a yellow card in the first half. Now, in the second half, Declan Rice did something I would say is very stupid, because if you have a yellow card, the general rule in football is that when you have a yellow card, you become careful so that you don't get another yellow card or probably not a red card. And then, I mean, you were fouled. What are you supposed to do? Like, do nothing, sleep on the floor or something. You go ahead to kick the ball. Like, that was so unnecessary. And I'm sorry, but then if Arsenal are to blame anyone, they are supposed to blame Declan Rice, honestly, because looking at what he did, I mean, it was just needless. And afterwards, he was trying to explain. So he picked up a second yellow card in the second half. And 7 minutes later, Brighton and Hove Albion, they equalized the goal Arsenal scored in the first half. So, I mean, looking at the game in itself, Arsenal down by one player at the Emirates, it's not something you would, really, envision would happen in this game, because looking at how the game was, even if there would be a red card, you would think it would go to Brighton and Hove Albion because they will be tackling more and doing. But at the end of the day, it was Arsenal. And that was surprising to me, because Arsenal, once again, are not learning. To me, that's what I see. Because you see, last season, they had difficulties beating middle table teams and also lower tier teams. They were doing well against the big six, the big seven, but then struggling against the middle teams and also the lower tier teams. Brighton and Hove Albion, in the first half, they should have punished them like 2 or 3 goals, so that in the second half, even if Declan Rice had a red card, they'll be able to control the game and manage the game. But then leading by 1 goal, it's not enough. It's really, really not enough. And when it happened, I wasn't really happy about it, because we invested money into it. Investors are not happy. Now, let's talk about Thomas Partey, who featured for Arsenal in that game. Thomas Partey was very influential. He played his part. He did very well. In the middle of that pitch, Thomas Partey held his own. When Thomas Partey is in the Arsenal setup, he gives Declan Rice and also Odegaard the license to move through and flow through the pitch. And it's really, really nice to see Thomas Partey fit again for Arsenal. His confidence is back. He's playing well, giving good passes. And Thomas Partey, passing range is always his biggest attribute and ability. And it was in full glare today against Brighton and Hove Albion. But then there was something Thomas Partey did that I wasn't really happy about. The goal Arsenal conceded, I believe that he was supposed to support Gabriel Magalhaes. He did not support him. He did not support the defender, because I felt like if the defender was going in an attack, you need to support him. And he was just jogging. He was jogging, because if he had, hurried up a bit, he would have prevented that goal. But then he was just behind João Pedro, who scored the goal for Brighton and Hove Albion, which I feel like Thomas Partey should have done better because you already know you are a man down. But then, everything else, I think Thomas Partey played very well in my own opinion. He held his own. He picked up a yellow card, which I felt was needless because, you did a foul and then you start arguing the referee. You know you are going to get a yellow card. You don't do that. But then at the end of the day, Thomas Partey, in my own opinion, was exceptional. For Arsenal, this season is not going to be easy in any way. Looking at the way the transfer window went, no team is going to be a small team. So they should take every team as a serious game. If they are going to play against Aston Villa, the big teams, the big six, the big seven, they should consider the other teams so, because it's as if the smaller teams are really going to worry Arsenal. That is just based on my opinion. So guys, let me know your thoughts about it down below in the comment section. But then let's move on and take a look at Thomas Partey's performance and numbers.